Okay. So from that video, what did you understand? I want to first know what did you understand from the video?
It is a gravity on moon because of floating. We can walk there.
Okay. What else did you see here?
मैम she says बोला कि 25 pounds high tide.
Yeah, so like the ocean tides are gravity. What else did the video say?
Ma'am, video says floating off moon.
Yes.
On
Why
the
is that?
moon.
Why is the moon floating?
Ma'am, because of force.
gravity.
Because
Okay.
of gravity.
Very good. Very good. Now I have a question for all of you. Do you know what mass is? Do you all know what mass is? What is mass?
Giving messages to each other.
Ma'am, giving messages.
No. Okay. Okay. Mass. What is mass? Anybody know? In the video, they mentioned mass. Mass is basically how much something weighs. So mass is basically how much something weighs. So it's how much weight is in an object. So for example, you take my mass. My mass will be 130 pounds. 130 pounds is my mass. For example, you take the mass of a cell phone. A cell phone mass is like 2 pounds, 3 pounds. 3 pounds, right? So mass is how much something weighs. Okay? So what is mass?
Ma'am, mass is how much something weighs.
Very good. Now, in the video, they said something about mass. Does anybody remember? Anybody remember what the video said? Okay, why don't I play the video once more? Let's see what the mass says. What is mass?
2, 3. The bigger the object, faster than a piece of paper. That's because the bigger the object's mass, the more gravity it will have. And the smaller the mass of the object, the less will be the gravity.
Okay. So what did it say about the mass?
Ma'am, it says ma'am, a piece of paper.
Yes, it said the bigger the mass. One second. Okay. So let's do this again. So what is mass again? What is
piece of paper?
A piece of paper is not mass. What is mass? Mass. I explained it just now. What is mass? One second. Don't type on the board right now. I will give you a chance to type on the board. First, let's talk about mass. What is mass? I explained what mass is. It went away though. Think about it. Let's think. Yes.
Planet.
It is planets have mass. Very good. What else has mass? Mass is how much something weighs. Correct? Oops.
It is a planet. Plot will
Okay. So now in the video they said something. They did talk about paper and a rock, but they said something about mass. Who remembers?
Yes, we do. Mm,
What did the video say about mass?
Now it is mass, not math.
Mass, sorry. What did the video say about mass? Anybody remember? I just played it.
No.
I will play the audio.
That's because the bigger the object's mass, the more gravity it will have.
More gravity.
Very good.
There's a more gravity.
So which one
More,
is bigger? In this
gravity.
circle, which circle is bigger?
Ma'am.
Point.
Ma'am, gravity.
Which circle is
Gravity.
bigger?
Circle.
Yeah, which one? Is this circle bigger?
This circle is bigger.
Very good, Madhumita. Okay. So let me quickly erase. Okay, that circle is bigger. Right? So what does that mean? If it's bigger, it has
It has gravity.
Gravity
and oops. What happened?
And force.
and force.
One second. Let me try again. This board is not safe. Okay. Okay, one more time we will try this again. Mass. Okay, and then okay. So which one has more mass? So which one is bigger? Sorry.
Left hand side has a bigger circle.
Very good. Bigger. Now which one has more mass?
Bigger has more mass.
Very good. So the bigger,
Bigger.
the bigger it is, the more mass it will have. Okay, when it has more mass, what does that mean? What does it mean when it has lots of bigger mass? What does it mean when it has mass? More mass. I'll play it again. I'll play the audio.
Round faster. A paper? That's because the bigger the object's mass, the more gravity it will have.
More
The bigger
gravity
its
more
mass,
gravity.
in this circle.
Okay. So what does that mean? How does that work? Why, if it's bigger, why does it have more mass?
Because of a gravity force.
True. But let me explain something. It's not always how big the item is, it's how much mass it has. Mass is what keeps gravitational force. In the video, it mentioned how all the earth, it is rotating around the sun because of the gravitational force. Like that, the moon is rotating around the earth because it has gravitational force. So, what is the key component to gravity? So, if you want to identify gravity, what has more gravitational force, what do we have to look at?
Look at the moon.
No. So, what is gravity? Did we understand what gravity is? Gravity is how much force and pull the mass of an object has. Okay, so for example, I have this phone, right? I will drop my phone. How does it fall down? How does it fall down?
Gravity. Because of gravity.
Yes, but for example, I drop my phone and I drop a piece of paper. Why does the paper take longer to reach the ground than the phone?
Because paper can float.
No,
And
paper
those
cannot float. Paper has to
Oh,
stay on the
fine.
ground. Paper cannot float in the air.
Flying.
Paper can fly. Paper doesn't have wings. Does paper have wings? No. You're very close, Madhumita. I mean, Adya, you're very close. Paper is lighter than the phone. Okay, so let's try this out. Okay. Okay, I have a paper and a phone. Okay, let's see which one reaches first. 3, 2, 1.
Right.
Which one reached first? Watch again. Everybody watch carefully. Ready? Everybody count. 3, 2,
1, 3,
1.
2, 1.
Which one reached first?
Phone.
Am I correct? Phone, right? And this is because paper is lighter than phone. Am I right?
Yes.
Ma'am,
So
I
that
can't
has to
see
do with the
the.
math.
Ma'am, I can't see the picture. You can't. Oh, ma'am, I can't see the picture.
Which picture?
मैम आप समझा रहे थे नहीं दिख पा रही हूँ.
Oh, okay, no worries. Let me try. So, I was showing Madhumita, compared to the phone and the paper, which one will fall first, okay? So, watch
Yes.
which one falls first, okay? I'm going to put the phone and the paper.
Ma'am,
What?
I can't see the camera.
My camera, you cannot see?
No,
What do you see?
I can see all the circle
Okay.
on the paper.
Okay, let me maybe close whiteboard. Now, can you see camera?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now watch this. So, phone, I have phone and an iPhone. I have iPhone and paper.
Yes,
Which one
ma'am.
will fall first, okay? Which one do you think
Yes,
will fall first?
Ma'am, phone.
Okay, let's see. Which one fell first?
1.
Ma'am, phone.
Why
Yes,
is
ma'am,
that?
phone.
Why did the phone fall first and why did the paper fall after phone? Paper can't float, paper can't fly.
Float.
Why did the paper fall after the phone?
Ma'am, because of gravity.
Okay, because of gravity, what else?
Because the phone is
And then
heavier
because
than
of
paper.
force.
So this one has a lot of weight, this one doesn't have too much weight. Do you think that
Light.
could be a reason?
Because of light paper, because of weight, it's mobile.
Very good, very good. It's mainly because of the weight of the phone. The mobile has a lot of weight. It's heavier than the paper. The paper is very light. It's so thin. The mobile is not as light. It's very heavy, right? So when
Yes,
you
ma'am.
drop it, If it has more mass, if it's more heavier, it will
Heavy.
pull faster. So
Pull
like
faster.
that, okay, like that, I will show another video.
Yes, ma'am.
When it comes to side
1 second, let me share my screen. Okay.
There's a reason.
Can
I'm
you see the
standing
screen?
all the way up.
Can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am. It is a skin. This see that screen.
Because I want to know, how do you make a feather fall as fast as a bowling ball? Let's find out.
Unsurprisingly, the bowling ball lands well before the feather. So how can you make them fall at the same speed? You just need a bit of science.
The average bowling ball has a mass of between 5 and 7 kilograms. That's about the same as 10 iPads stacked on top of each other or a 5-month-old baby. But please, don't drop your younger sibling, no matter how annoying they're being. And a feather is so light, it's as light as, well, a feather. But what makes them both fall is because on Earth we have a force called gravity. Gravity pulls things towards the center of the Earth. In fact, without it, everything would just be floating around like it does in space. Gravity changes depending where you are in space, because the strength of gravity depends on the size of the thing you're standing on. So gravity on the moon is only a sixth as strong as gravity on Earth. But on Earth, gravity acts on all things equally, no matter how heavy something is. So the force of gravity acting on this feather and this bowling ball is identical. It's a 9.8 newtons per kilogram, to be precise. What makes them fall at different speeds is something else. It's a force that's operating in the opposite direction to gravity, a force that comes literally from the air we breathe. Air resistance. But how can the air we breathe create a force? Let me show you. Take 2 sheets of identical paper and scrunch one into a ball. So both of these pieces of paper have the same mass, but which one do you think is going to fall quicker? Let's find out. So what's going on here is that the piece of paper that has the bigger surface area is pushing past more air molecules. That open paper is creating more friction with the air. This friction acts as a force opposing gravity and so slows down the paper. It's exactly the same with the bowling ball and the feather. What makes the feather fall slower is the huge amount of air resistance acting on it. So if you want to make a feather fall as fast as a bowling ball, all you got to do is remove the air resistance. I guess to do that, you should remove the air. What? How can you do that? Well, luckily, the legends at NASA have a huge, and I mean huge, vacuum chamber. It's the biggest one ever built. And what it does is it can remove all the air, recreate the conditions of space. First, they suck out all the air in this room, over 30 tons of it, until there's only about 2 grams left. What this means is there's literally nothing here. No air, no particles, literally nothing. The reason for this is to make sure there's nothing in the way to create any sort of resistance against any object. So now the bowling ball and feather are being elevated to the same height, and they're going to be dropped at the exact same time. This is nerve-wracking, nail-biting stuff. Which is going to hit the ground first? Okay. Here we go, here we go. They're moving at the exact same speed. That is absolutely incredible. Oh my gosh, I actually can't believe my eyes. They're falling at the exact same time. What? They hit at the exact. That is incredible. And that is how you make a feather fall as fast as a bowling ball. No opposing force, no air resistance, just pure gravity.
Okay, so in this video, she had a feather and a bowling ball. You know what a bowling ball is? Everybody know what bowling ball is?
Yes, ma'am.
It's very heavy ball, and they're very light feather. When she released both of them, the bowling ball went to the ground first, then the feather came. It all matters on how much mass an object has. The mass of an object is how much it weighs. We all have mass. I have mass, you have mass, this paper has mass, my cell phone has mass. Everything has some sort of weight to it. But some things have more mass than the others. Like, for example, I have a little sister. She's not as much mass as I have. I have more mass than she does. She's very small. She's not same age as me. She's not same size as me. So we will have different mass. So depending on your mass, depending on the mass is how gravity will work against the item. So does that make sense? So
It makes
for
sense.
example, if I wanted to test gravity, what would I want to look for? What would I want to measure in the objects? If I wanted two objects, I want to test gravity, what should I measure in the two objects? What should I measure? I should measure how much mass the two objects have. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Okay. So now I would like to ask you a question. So for example, compare a cricket ball and a pencil. Which one you think will come to the ground first? If we are up on a tall building and we throw a cricket ball and a pencil, which one do you think will hit the ground first?
Ma'am, ball.
Bat.
Ma'am,
Correct.
ball. Bat.
Correct. The cricket ball will hit the ground first. Why is that? Why?
Ma'am, because of gravity and kick the ball and then hit the ball because of gravity.
Okay, what else? What about Adya? What else helps? Because of gravity, that is one. What else?
First of all, the ball has come to the ground and then bat has come.
Which one?
It is a heavy. Both are heavy.
Yes. Very good. Very good. Very
It
good.
is
Adya.
heavy.
Yes. That is why the ball came to the ground first. It is more heavy. Right? Okay, so now I will ask another one. If, for example, we have a book, a heavy book, and a shirt, a t-shirt. Which one will fall first?
Ma'am, heavy book.
Heavy book.
Very
Heavy book.
Ma'am,
And
book.
Shubham, why is that? Shubham, why does the heavy book fall first?
What, ma'am? What?
Why does the heavy book fall first, Shubham?
It has more mass.
Very good. Big round of applause. Very good job. It has more mass, so it will fall first. So with gravity, what is the very important thing we have to look for? With gravity, we have to look for how much mass an object has. Okay? So if you think about it, you think of the earth. Let's search up what is the mass of the earth. What is the mass of the earth? The mass of the earth is, I will share my screen and share. The mass of the earth is 5.97219 9 times 10 to the 24th kilogram. Okay. Now let us search up what is the mass of the moon. Seven 7.3476730 times 10 to the 22nd kilogram. Okay. So the mass of the earth and the mass of the moon. Which one is heavier? Which one is heavier? Moon or earth?
Ma'am, Earth.
Earth.
Okay.
Earth.
So let's think. Let me calculate. So earth is heavier, right? Earth is heavier, meaning if the earth is heavier, that means it has more mass. But if it has more mass, what does it have? More mass?
More mass.
More?
Gravity.
Yes. More mass, more
Yes.
gravity. So because
Gravity.
the earth's mass is greater than the moon's mass, why does the moon orbit around the earth? Why does the moon circle around the earth? Why in the nighttime do we see the moon in the sky?
At the night. At night.
Because
The moon orbits the earth, and
Orbit.
the moon is like orbiting on the earth because it is lighter. It has less mass than the earth. So it
Lighter.
stays in orbit and it goes in circles and circles around the earth. Okay? And that is because of gravity. That is the orbit around the earth is because of gravity. Does that make sense to everyone? Does anyone have any questions?
it makes sense. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so one last time I will ask. What do we measure to figure out gravity?
Gravity.
Adya, what is it? Do you know? I think you said it. What do we measure? What do we look for when we are trying to figure out gravity? It starts with the M.
We measure the moon.
Moon.
It starts with the M. What do we look for? What does the moon have that keeps it in orbit? Shubham or Vidit, do you know?
Mars.
Ma'am, mass.
Very good. It has
Mass.
mass. That
It
is
has
why
mass.
it stays in orbit. Very good, very good. It has mass. The objects have mass, so that's why it has a gravitational force. Okay? So now one more time. What is mass?
Ma'am, mass. How much something weighs? It's called
Very
mass.
good job, Madhumita. Very
Yeah.
good job. How much something
Anything
weighs?
that has weight.
So mass and weight are the same thing. How much something weighs, how much mass is the same thing. Okay? For now, think of it as the exact same thing. Mass and weight is the same thing. So like lbs, kilograms, grams, like kilos, like that is the same thing as mass. Okay? So weight and mass are the same thing. And that is, we measure the weight of an object to figure out its gravitational force. Does that make sense to everyone? Anybody have any questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Any questions? Okay. So did you all learn a little bit more about gravity? A little bit more about
Yes,
mass
ma'am.
and gravity? Is it a
Yes,
little bit
ma'am.
difficult topic or do you understand?
Understand.
You understand? Very good.
Yes,
With it,
ma'am.
Shubham, you all are understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Good.
one question.
Yes.
How
yes.
much mass? How to calculate the mass?
A very good question. What I will do, Madhumita, is I will answer that next Wednesday, okay? But
Yes,
mass is
ma'am.
basically weight. It's very simple to calculate, but it depends on which situation. To figure out mass, sometimes it might take us some math. But for example, if you ask my mass is 130 lbs. Okay, it's my
Yes.
weight. Your mass can be different from my mass, right? So
Yes,
everybody
ma'am.
has different mass. It's the weight. I'll teach you how to calculate in more detail later. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
before we go, this meeting is almost
ma'am.
about 10. Before we go, I want to take a nice picture of everybody smiling. Okay. Everybody smile and I'll take a nice happy picture. Okay. And then now we are going to just take one video and I would like you to share one thing about gravity. Okay.
Gravity
So I'll call your name and you have to tell. Okay. Ready?
is
Okay. Adya, would you like to share about gravity?
Yeah.
Anything about mass, gravity, moon, earth?
Mass is the weight. Anything that has weight.
Very
Mass.
good. Mass is anything that has weight. Very good. Madhumita, would you like to share something about gravity, about moon, earth, bowling ball?
ma'am, gravity, how much something weighs?
Yeah, gravity. We study gravity
Huh.
by checking how something weighs. Very good.
Weights.
Shubham, would you like to share something you learned about gravity or mass? Or the bowling ball, the iPhone, the feather, the paper, anything like that?
Art.
Yes. Very good, Shubham. Very good.
I have one question.
And one last one, and then I'll answer your question, Adya. Vidit, did you learn anything about mass or gravity that you'd like to share?
Vidit, unmute yourself and answer. विदित आपने मास अर्थ ग्रेविटी के बारे में आज सीखा है आप कुछ हम लोगों के साथ शेयर करना चाहते हो कि आपने क्या सीखा है
Okay, no worries. Very good, Vidit. And now, Adya, would you like to ask your last question?
Yeah, my last question is here. Suppose I have a pencil
Mm.
and phone, but we fold the pencil, phone, then phone like lighter is a pencil and phone is heavier.
That depends on what phone and what pencil you're using. If your phone is heavier than the pencil, then the phone will fall first. But if the phone is lighter than the
Yeah.
pencil, then the pencil will fall first.
Yes.
Did you understand? Okay, we will
Yes.
talk more about this in
Ma'am,
detail.
Ma'am, phone is fall. It is because of weight.
Yes, and don't
Very
throw
well.
phones. Please don't
Yeah.
throw the phone and make it fall. That is not good. I
Not
have a bed beneath. It is a cushion, so if it falls, it won't break. But please do not try. Do not try
I'm
this.
not.
Good
I'm not
job. Do
tried
not
it
try it at all. Please.
because of lighter pencil, bus.
Don't try. You can try with the book and the paper. You can try with anything else. Do not try with the phone. Okay. I just had the example which is closest, but please do not. Please do not do that.
Oh
Okay.
no.
Very good.
Ma'am,
Must be careful.
Yes,
All
yes,
the
very
group must be careful. Do not